Okay, and for the third part of this test, we're going to set up proportions. These are similar. So we're just going to set up a proportion over the sides. We're going to look for the two sides that actually have numbers. That would be these two sides. So as you know, I like to set up the small over the large. Has to equal the small triangle over the large triangle. So I have 4. I'm missing x. So I'm going to have 4 over x. Then I'm going to cross multiply. 4 times 25. That equals 100. And 5 times x equals 5x. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. I get 20 equals x. So this is 20. I still have to find y. So I'm going to use my same starting point, 5 over 25 equals y is on my small triangle, and the corresponding part on my big triangle is this 40. Okay, this I'm going to multiply. I get 25y equals 5 times 40, which is 200. Divide by 25, divide by 25, I get y equals 8. Alright, moving on. I'm going to pick two sides that they both have. They both have this altitude. I'm going to put 4 over 12 because even though this is the larger triangle by the drawing, it has the smaller numbers. So I'm going to put 4 over 12 equals 5 over its corresponding part, which is y. I'm going to multiply. This is 60 equals 4y. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. I get 15 equals y. And I'm going to start again with 4 over 12 equals x over 13. This is 12x, and 4 times 13 is 52. I'm going to divide by 12, and I get x equals 4.3, and on and on and on and on and on. Okay, number 17. I have this side on both of them, so I'm going to set up 21 over 60 equals 7 over y. That's 21y equals 420. I divide by 21 and I get 20 equals y. Y equals 20. Alright, and I'm running out of room down here, so I'm having to write at the very bottom. 21 over 60 equals x over 40. Notice I still have my small over my big, small over my big. 21 times 40 is 840. 60 times x is 60x. Divide by 60. Divide by 60. I get x equals 14. On this triangle, I have 10 and 22. Okay, and this side here is going to be 6 plus x. Alright, so I'm going to set this up as 10 over 22 equals 6 over 6 plus x. Notice I'm not doing parts here because I'm talking about the whole triangle. Alright, 10 times 6 is 60. 10 times x is 10x. And then 6 times 22 is 132. I subtract 60. I get 72 equals 10x. Divide by 10, I get x equals 7.2. Do the same thing for y. I have 10 over 22 equals y over 16. Multiply across, that gives me 22y, and 10 times 16 equals 160. divide by 22, divide by 22, I get y equals 7.27. Okay, time for the next page. Alright, number 19, we're talking about parts. So I'm going to do this triangle, this side over this side, 3 over 9 equals the base on this one, which is 12, over x, its side, corresponding side. I have 3 times x, which is 3x, and I have 9 times 12, which is 108. Divide by 3, and I'll have x equals 36. At 2 o'clock, the shadow of a 5-foot fence, okay, so I have a 5-foot fence, 5 foot, the shadow is 60 inches long. So this is 60 inches. The backboard of a basketball hoop, okay, and no, I cannot draw. The basketball hoop, the shadow is 75 inches. I want to know how tall that is. Well, I have one little problem first. I have feet and inches, so I'm going to change that feet. Okay, I want to change it to inches, which means I multiply it times 12, which gives me 60. So when I set this up, I'll have 60 inches. This is my height over my shadow, which is 60 inches, equals my height, which I don't know, over my shadow, which is 75 inches. Now just looking at this, those two equal 1, so this has to be the same number. So the height of my basketball height has to equal 75 inches also. Okay. And Amy builds a cork board that is 50 tall by 75 wide. She wants to build a smaller cork board with a similar shape for the kitchen, which could be the dimensions. This is just simply setting it up so that they're equal. Does 50 over 75 equal 4 over 3? Okay, that's all it is. It's just setting it up. Now, if you'll notice, all of these have the larger number first. So this would actually be 75 over 50. Okay, so we want 75 because I want my larger dimension over 50. Does that equal 4 over 3? And you have to solve that. 225, that's 200. No, they are not equal. Okay, does 75 over 50 equal 12 over 5? 12 times 5 is 60, so that's 600. 75 times 5, that's going to end in a 5, so nope. 2, that's 35, 30, that's 375. Nope, so it's not going to be this one, it's not going to be this one. 75 over 50, does that equal 7 by 5? No, it'd be 7.5 over 5. So that doesn't work. 75 over 50 equal 21 over 14. Basically, it has to reduce down to 3 over 2. 14 times 75. 14 times 75 equals 1050. And 21 times 50 equals 1050. So D is the correct answer. I hope you have understood what you have learned today. Study hard.